Hello there! Welcome back to Charles Circle, and welcome back to Old World. Last time, we found ourselves at war with the entire damn world, minus our tiny ally, Hati. The Scythians are eliminated though, and we've taken Uruk. We've lost a ton of units along the way, but we did manage to hold the line up here in the north against Carthage, at least so far, and it's been more of a mixed bag down here versus Aksum. We did initially siege and have now pacified Uruk, but they've got more of their units in this city than we do right now, so we'll see how permanent that is or is not. I think we need to be careful here. We've come pretty close to overextending already. We've bounced off the walls of Zula. We even took a bit of a probably misguided detour, if I can backseat quarterback myself or whatever, trying to distract them over at Yeha. We need to make sure that we don't lose units. That's how this gets out of control, is if we overextend, lose our army, and then have nothing to keep them from pushing back. So I'm cautiously optimistic. I think we're going to be okay. They've also done a really good job of raiding up this direction. Not that they've ever really directly threatened any of these cities in a serious way, but they've made us commit attention, resources, units up this way as well. So we need to clean this up and just be careful. That's all. I think we're going to be fine, but we need to be cautious. We can't be throwing away units. They've got quite the military production complex going. And yeah, we can't drown in it. That's the thing we can't afford to do. So we can do it though. I believe in us. And this is like, I don't know, this is the thing I love about this game, right? Like Aksum realized the diplomatic situation they were in. That's how this war started. They basically saw us and Hati and realized we cannot be essentially surrounded on the minimap by essentially a hostile, burgeoning alliance. And so they tried to put a wedge in between us and force the issue, and we chose to go to war, which was already sort of the plan, but they forced us to do it slightly before we were ready. Well done on them. They saw what was coming and they got out ahead of it as much as they could. And then, of course, from there, Carthage understood that we were in a tough spot in a difficult peer-to-peer war, and then they declared war on us to take advantage of that. Certainly we could have just allowed them to install the family member of ours that they wanted on our throne, but one, we're not going to do that, and two, we kind of expected that they were going to end up at war with us anyways, right? They did a really good job of understanding the situation and, tried to take advantage of it, much like we would have done, right? And then from there, Aksum bribed the Scythians to declare on us, and we bribed Hati to declare on Carthage, and just like that, the obvious structural tensions of the map that we talked about quite a few times, I think, over the previous few episodes, it devolved into a global war faster than if someone, assassinated an archduke, right? Like, this is exactly how these things can spiral out of control, and pretty cool to see it modeled so well, and sort of understanding the geopolitical competition landscape and having built a pretty intelligent strategic AI. Yeah, it's just really well done. It's one of the reasons I like this game. I think it does a better job of that, and it's harder to take cynical advantage of the AI's predictable behavior in this game than it is in many of its peers in the genre, so it's pretty cool to see. All right, but as I said, cautiously optimistic. It's going to be a knockdown, drag-out fight, but I think we can navigate it, so let's get into it. So, first thing we need to do is give a city, or give Uruk, the city, which we've now pacified, to one of our families. And I think Riders is probably the answer here. They have the fewest cities, so they will get the best, reduction in opinion malice here. And it's a frontline city for us, and so having that bonus of training here is probably not a bad rationale to have as well. So that's good. What else do we have here? Developing culture event in Shuruppak. That's out here. Okay. So we have a couple options here. Cool. So we can get a maceman, a longwoman, or some training. And in any of these cases, we get Banner of Unity tied to our leader character, which is good. She's young, relatively speaking. And that means, I guess, yeah, cool. We can assign generals from other families to other units because we are all fighting under the same banner, I suppose. So what kind of a unit do we want over here? I mean, we'd probably use it to come over and reinforce pretty much no matter what, right? So let's say, I mean, Maceman is probably the answer, right? That's what we are losing the most, is our frontline units. So sure, let's say that. Plus, in a turn, we can upgrade it to a swordsman if we were so inclined. Okay, and then we have a son, I think second son, not heir. No, this is our heir. Okay, so our heir would like to become blessed, inspiring, pious, ascetic, or insane. And insane does run in the family. Or we could take a discipline and then estrange our heir. I don't think we want to estrange our heir. Let's cross our fingers and hope for the best there. Right, and then we are finally getting the tutorial about what happens when you have a leader who could be a general but isn't assigned, because, yeah, we lost a few units as I let the turn run between episodes, including a bunch of good ones, right? We had 2 named units. The Medjay was a long-time spearman that we had. Praise of the Two Lands was just a Byreme that also had a neat little name. Another Byreme got killed. And the Light Chariot, that was essentially our most prolific unit, the personal unit of Hatshepsut, our predecessor, for most of her lifetime. That did not make it as well. So yeah, we need to be careful here. We need to make sure that we aren't losing units like that. Yeah, we just can't have that. So we need to get her out onto the battlefield, and it's suggesting this longbowman. Let's take a peek. Which one is it? I mean, that's acceptable to me, and I think the nice thing about this is that it won't put this unit on cooldown, I think. And if that's the case, that would be great, because then we can also... Brilliant. We can also attack this turn. Okay, so we'll figure out the unit micro here in a moment, but let's do the last event. Oh, it's just to mention that we are out of a Spy Master. To be honest with you, none of these is particularly impressive, and I don't know how much I'm worried about. We don't have scouts, so we can't really go establish any agents, so it's not like we have a lot in the way of Spy Master missions that we want to be running right now. The question is whether or not their yields are worth assigning them. If this number were bigger, or this number were much bigger, or didn't have these malices, I would bother. I don't think I'm going to yet, because it does take, right, most of the civics we have left. I think we're just going to say okay and let it go. All right, and then let's come up here, maybe solve this first. So, yeah, that would be great. Let's just go ahead and clear this unit. And it would be really nice to get a worker down here, because these are all going to go pretty quick if we're not careful. Maybe Sharupik should build a worker, 6 turns. Well, we're going to get the 2 turns on this one. How about over here, 5 turns? I suppose. Could we hurry the worker? We could. A bunch of training, but because we're a zealot, we could do this. Or we could hurry the worker for a citizen. I actually might do this, and I've been thinking about this. Okay, so let me zoom back out. Our family opinions are starting to be a minor issue, and this matters because we're at war, and all of the units get a bonus or malus according to their family's opinion, among other things. And the other thing we really don't want is a bunch of rebellions popping up while we're distracted with an external war. And the biggest issue is their discontent, right? 240, and something similar over here, 320. Where is it? 320 as well. So that's a big issue, and we need to work on that. We need to make sure that we have the Pacify City mission running constantly. We need to get these luxuries handed out, etc., etc. The other thing we need to do, though, is we have all of these, and we've mentioned this, we have all of these citizens backed up, and unemployed citizens that are not the specialists that they could be also add discontent. And it's a little silly, but technically, wasting a citizen to hurry this up will also reduce the discontent, right? Small amounts, but it will reduce the discontent of this family. And so we're going to go from 70 to what, like 74 or something? 75. So I don't want to do too much of that. We don't want to waste citizens, but I had this thought as I looked around like, oh wow, 9 citizens over here is minus 45 family opinion, right? That's a big difference over here. So maybe we should keep that in mind as we think about what other units we want to be building over here. So let's come back to what we want to build first, or later, but let's figure out, maybe starting up here, let's figure out the military situation. Start north, work our way south. And maybe specifically here. I want to wrap this guy up. Would like to heal and or add a general here before sending him too far south. This city will hold, especially with a ballista in it. So yeah, let's do that. Can we get... Well, he's going to stay here, and we'll have a ballista next turn. Ideally, could we get this guy, if we force march, we could, down here to get that kill. Done. And that will allow us to get this unit back up to full health. Full-ish health. And we'll chip away here, but mostly wait for the ballista to come out next turn, and he should be able to clear that out the rest of the way. This guy should probably get the heck out of here. I don't want to waste units, even if they are simply workers. What are you? You are a rider's family worker. It'd be good to get you on an improvement in this city here, once it's safe. All right, let's come back to those. We'll do the military still first. We want to pull him back here. I don't want him getting exposed. We'll heal. I'm going to let them come to us. I really don't feel the need to push for this crappy city. We're going to let them come to us. If we were only at war with Carthage, I would push here. We are not. I do not want to expose us, and we will definitely let Hati take as many of these slings and arrows as we can. So can we shoot from here? We can, in fact. Oh, even better if we can do it from here. About the same regardless for this one. So do that. Should we maybe send this guy up here? Why not, right? Here. I think we will simply... No, you know what? Yeah, let's bring him around. We actually have him. Let's use him, right? We'll do that. And then we have a Jewish missionary here who's in the way. Let's come back to that as well once we are done with the military part of this. Oh geez, this guy's anchored poorly, isn't he? I think we want him up another tile. Whoops. Yeah, great. And then here... come back and do this first. Make sure we have the right orders first. Or the orders to do all the important stuff first, rather. So, most threatening units. This one, out here as well. And a decent chance that they have other units that'll come in. So I'd like to kill as many of these units as we can without leaving ourselves exposed on, say, this side of the river. But we have a couple assets here. It might be best... Well, okay, so first things first, Uruk, we need to repair. That's going to have to happen. Are we worried they'll take this city if we don't kill, say, these forward units? Maybe, maybe not. Probably not. So if we come over here, that's a decent blast. If we come over here, that's also a decent blast. I think we do this. Shoot this way. From here, that's a kill. It'd be nice to get an enlist kill, but we don't have any civics for that right now. But I don't really want this unit on the front line here, so sort of thinking maybe we fall back to here and still get the same shot off. It'd be really nice to polish that off, but it's not critical necessarily. You're in the city? Or no, this is in the city. I don't like his being exposed there. Let's fall back to here. Shoot there. Actually, no, let's go back even further because I think we want to put this guy on the sort of the front line here. We don't care if he dies. Sorry, fella. So we'll go here, shoot, kill. Should have done that the other order for the XP over here. Not going to get that sweaty with a micro, though. And then this guy... This concerns me, but only if we have infantry standing in urban tiles, I guess, right? So maybe we'll kind of sucker him in here a little bit and try to polish off this unit instead. Okay. I think that's nice. We've managed to do roughly what we wanted to do there, right? We've cleared out a few units, and the remaining units threaten the city, but not our units themselves. Worst case scenario, we flip the city back once or twice, but we have to maintain a standing army, because the standing army is all that remains between them and all of the rest of our cities. Speaking of which, should we be building walls? You'd rather have them and not need them than need them and not have them. And the other thing that's very annoying in this situation can be that you can't rush them out unless the city is at full health. And so if you're already under attack, it's over, right? So I think let's do it. We will buy the stone if we need to. Babylon should probably have a governor at this point, right? It's a pretty decent governor, all said, but the discontent is not great. And I think we'd rather have these folks out in the field. Sure. No, I don't want to spend the civics on it. If it were free, I would do it. I don't want to spend the civics on it. Okay, let's see here. Maybe we'll come out here and skirmish a little bit with the boat. And then 3 orders left. Yeah, this is why we waited to make sure that we were doing everything that had to be done first. We'll let you heal. Same. Maybe this guy can get something going. Be a decent windmill spot, I suppose. Is there anything that's like on a repair countdown clock that we should be worried about? Or should we move these units first? Might be the answer. Get him over here so that he can be on this island next turn. All right, sure. Babylon, probably same question, right? I think we probably need to do, I mean, walls are a little bit less of a concern here. This is closer. Maybe we can wait a moment. I'm also starting to worry a little bit about our basic resources, right? We just had to buy a bunch of stone. And these, every time we make a unit, right, we take a pretty decent chunk out of our stockpile, more than we make in a turn. So if we're continuously producing units, we are going to run through all of this. So just keeping an eye on it. But over here, do we go with a unit or do we go with a specialist? I do want to get the citizen count down, you know. And 2 turns for a miner is not bad. And I think this one pops the dies over there. All right, sure. For 2 turns, we're going to do it. This maceman just popped out as well. Wouldn't it be nice to have a general on him? Maybe that's more important than getting the ballista over here. Shoot. Hate to say it. I'm going to do it. Apologies for the whiplash. But let's get him, I would say, Actually, if we have all of these guys, all three of these guys should just get a general. That's what we should do. Okay, great. So let's add a general here. That's a pretty good one. Yeah, sold. General. Over here, general. And general. There we go. All right, good. And then we need, Sharupik needs to make something. Could be a master officer. I think it's actually a worker. We have citizens, but no improvements. Yeah. Okay. Let's go. I'm also keeping an eye on, hopefully we get some more ambitions. We mentioned this takes 3 legendary cities before we can even build the improvements. There goes the conscript. That's what he's there for. There goes that conscript. This is okay for now. It's got good health, and this guy in the city is protected enough that he can blast everyone that's close. He won't hold out for forever, but he can do as a single unit, he can hold that city pretty well for quite some time, which is helpful, and we should lean on that when we need to. Very cost-effective way that doesn't cost a ton of units. Thank you, Hati, for your service. We have lost a general, unfortunate. And ooh, blessed, that's nice. So blessed doesn't give a bonus to any of the particular resource traits, but it gives you options that you wouldn't otherwise have to resolve certain events, which is kind of cool. Speaking of events, I guess that's where we should start, right? So, ooh, Narmer is now power hungry. So we have a, what, quarter chance of becoming cunning or compassionate? Compassionate, we know, is minorly helpful. What about cunning? Cunning. Oh, we get foreign opinion leader bonuses, which gives us 0 help because everyone either hates us or loves us already. And we're never going to be a governor. All right, so it's a quarter chance, so probably doesn't do anything, but we'll find out. We have gotten pillaged in Chem. Oof, I would love to give them some opinion bonus, but that's a lot of gold. Do we do it? I mean, that is a lot of gold. But it's a 60 opinion swing, basically, depending on the outcome of this. Let's come back to this. Let's see where we're at the rest of the, after the rest of the turn. All right. Mysterious sword. Do we add a sword cult? I mean, that's not super helpful. Ooh, bunch of cash is super helpful. Or 50% versus infantry units, which is definitely super helpful. We are mostly going up against Hati's infantry units. Okay. We have a frugal governor, mad about, well, we're gonna get a wedding, I guess, essentially. Or we can pay some cash or be disappointed. Yeah, why would we not take the wedding? I guess there's a minor opinion issue there. We're gonna do this, that's fine. I'm not spending that kind of money otherwise. All right, and then here, as much as I'd like to come out and do better damage to the more important unit, we have to stay in this city because his survival is the most important thing about him. The best ability is availability, and he will not be available if we let him die. Let's see. Similarly, how do we want to resolve these guys. Let's come up here and do the easy stuff first. By which I mean... yeah, I guess a couple conscript attacks can't hurt. Allowing us to add a general over here, which would be great. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see. I think we go here because good attack bonus, essentially. And on this one, I guess let's say, how about some, I don't know, some survivability, why not? And on this one, 25% into urban is really going to help us defend this city. I don't care if they can't be swift. Yep, so that'll work. Great. Love to get out here and pillage, but the orders are more important elsewhere first. Including down here, right? Good, good. I'd love to line up a good shot here. I'm worried about leaving him exposed. Can we clear him out with just the infantry currently here? Maybe. One way to find out. Okay, that's worth it. I would really have preferred to heal. That leaves me very concerned. And in fact, you know what? Can we even... I hate to do the micro here, but it really matters. Can we do this from a safer position, is the question. And the answer is yes, which means we need to do that. Even from there. Yeah, okay. We're doing that. Kobe. What a shot. Okay, very good. All right, I feel a little bit better here. I was worried about, I don't know, a bunch of reinforcements or something. I was worried about getting suckered into stepping up into something we shouldn't. I don't know what I was worried about, but it hasn't happened, so very good. Oh, brilliant, that's right. We can also upgrade these guys to swordsmen this turn. That's very good. Okay, so let's do that. Let's do that. Upgrade to swordsman. Same thing over here, right? Bring them on up this direction. Yeah, we might take a turn or two to do a bunch of upgrades, heals, adding of generals, etc. Just make sure that we're set here, even with some reinforcements, before we do anything stupid. I also, thinking about it, I feel like Yeha is probably where we should go next after all. We are holding up here. And I don't think we can leave this much surface area, right, for us to have to defend as a front. I think we have to do this, and then push and capture here. It's going to be slow and creeping of an advance. I think that's just how it's going to have to be, unfortunately. Over here, let's get across, I guess, right? Maybe next turn. So go ahead, get on over there. This guy also can get upgraded, but we could even get him across. Wow, my goodness, we can get him all the way out here. Very cool, very good. Let's get him here. Upgrade to swordsman. It's crushing our iron right now, which is probably the thing we should invest in upgrading. If I think about what to do with our remaining orders, I think about our workers. All right, pillage industry, coming back to this now. I think we do give up the cash. Yeah, I think that's the answer, unfortunately. But let's sell, I don't know, 100 wood to do it. Other thing we should be doing before I go too far into workers, we should really get these all distributed, shouldn't we? I think probably we should. So let's do that. Cities. Who has the most discontent? Where should we be focusing? 340, 320. Okay. So this is both the most discontent and our angriest family. So let's go to landowners. Where is the most? Oh, that's already going nicely. Good. How about, yeah, Buhen could turn the corner pretty quickly. All things considered, how about we send a couple there? So that should be sending that into the positive direction. Dies. Let's see. Is Geptu or Janet the next biggest of those cities? 3 folks, 3 folks, and then I suppose... Oh, it's here. I always forget how much bigger these recently captured cities are. And in fact, let's get incense there as well. And finally, I guess we can't give 2 copies of dye to the same city. So where else is our landowners' concern? I suppose Geptu is a financer, or we could go to Babylon for the sages as our next best. All right, good. So that's our luxuries finally all handed out. Crushed our orders, of course, but I think was worth doing. Oh, speaking of things that are worth doing, we should probably actually resolve this area first. Is this enough for both? I don't think so. I think he ends up with more health. He has what, 17? Yeah, so we can do 15. I suppose if we attacked here, we could do all of it. Yeah. All right, we're going to sell out to kill this unit, I think. And hope that it's enough. That this guy either attacks our friend or isn't able to fully kill those units. And then here, you know what I'm starting to think about? They keep churning out all these units. I would love to get in here and just like, I might even be willing to trade a unit straight up to burn down some of these improvements. And Pitakeka can churn out, for example, horse archers relatively cheaply, relatively quickly. Food and wood are the things that we have the most of. So I'm kind of thinking about doing that. Just sneaking a guy in here. Of course, it's better if we can keep them alive, but they're not insanely helpful in combat. They're just flexible because they have range and mobility, which is hard to have in a single unit. All right, and then up here, what do we need in Buhan? Might be worker. I think if we can get away with it, if the front is holding, we should be continuing to develop, especially in these underdeveloped landowner cities where we have the bonuses for those productions. Yeah, I think that's going to be the move. So let's do that. What's up here down in Dilbat? I think this might be... Do we go walls here? I think we try to do a few quick specialists in this area as well. What do we need the most? It's an interesting question. Farmer's not a terrible answer. I think it's probably still stone, so I think it's stonecutter. 3.5 is less, but I think it's still worth it. Very good. Keep chipping away at these citizens, you know? Any governors? Guess we're out of orders, aren't we? No, not quite. So we could get a governor in here. Yeah, no, we want to keep civics. Wow, this might be worth it, actually. Do we want to get them in Babylon instead? No, we have the governor here, maybe here? Oh, and these are different cities. Okay, yes, so we're going to do here, I think. We're going to do this governor, and then one order left. I would also really like to get some like influence missions going here to improve opinions of the families, or maybe more efficiently, the head of Zoroastrianism. That might be the move, actually. That's why I'd love to have a synod, which maybe we would grab that. Yeah, let's do that. So starting next turn, we'll be able to do a high synod, which allows us to improve, essentially, religious opinion with all of the different religions, one at a time, of course, but that would be a helpful thing for us to be able to do, I think, because we have Zoroastrian families and characters as heads of families. This is the trade-off of having a robust, polytheistic, tolerant culture that we've created here is we do have to juggle all of these different opinions. So let's see, should we buy one order in order to influence? I think that answer is yes. Okay, that'll do it for the semester. Couldn't care less about that conscript. Good. Let's go. Let's see. I think this is a good consolidation phase on this front. What I'm curious about is whether Aksum will throw units at us, or... Uh-oh. Yeah, this is my concern. Are we going to lose that one? Very close. If they commit, they could send a unit to finish it off, I would think. Interesting. Looks like they're falling back to defend there, which is reasonable. But they're trying to, well, prepare for if we were to attack, but I think I would argue that's setting a bit of a trap. I don't think we should step in there. That was weird. He went left, right, left. Pretty good fake. Second ballista here will be helpful. Ooh, tsunami hits Carthage. Sucks to be them. Brilliant. Pitikeka loses a discontent. Ah, good. Okay. New ambition. Oh, 20 luxuries. That's super easy. I think we already have this in our territory. We just have to finish improving them. Ooh, 8 elder specialists in each family seat. That's pretty hard. And we don't have a single wonder. Well, this is a very obvious choice for us based on the way that our map is currently playing. Let's do that. And then up here, I am concerned. He is trapped. Is there anything we can do about that? Any unit we could even force march to get out here? That is the case. So let's do that. So that wraps him up. And then, well, we're not going to screw around with this important unit. He will heal, even though actually we could probably get that kill when you include the conscript's attack. However, like I said, we are not screwing around. I think we'll go there as well. Beautiful. We can still hit that shot from here. Come on in, enter my trap. Mero, what shall we do here? Could be a minor. we have any good mines? Yeah, sort of. Could be more important to get another unit in here, though. We do churn them out in this spot. Maybe it's another longbowman. They are pretty helpful for, especially when they're leveled up, for chipping away here as they stumble through. So let's do that. We are all set over here. I'd like to get him across to help out for sure. So yeah, let's do this. This will be one more decent reinforcement, upgrades, etc. type of turn. Let's get this guy into Uruk. We will heal you, right? Yep, I think so. You could use a general. Yep. You are already a general. You could use a promotion, I suppose. Let's come back to you. I don't want to spend all of our training. You could get upgraded, right? We will need to buy some more iron. But I think this is the right one to upgrade, because I don't know if we can afford to do both of these. Oh, he's going to have to heal in order to be upgraded, right? Yeah, so that does answer that question. It's got to be him. So let's sell a little bit of food to a little bit more of food to purchase that upgrade. We'd still love to get a general on him. This could be a decent... Yeah, promotion, we'll do that. This guy desperately needs to heal. Good. Very good. Alright, I don't think I want to mess around out here as a solo unit, so let's come back here and heal. What are we building in Babylon? It's probably more specialists. Gotta keep chipping away here at the old family opinion. Alright, and unfortunately, I wanted to run a high synod, but I think I just saw, yeah, she is now severely ill, so that's not happening, but we definitely should be running a pacify city. Again, let's focus on the landowners. How about Chem? Speed that up a bit. Especially because it's catching a lot of non-ticking discontent, right? There's the, like, turn-over-turn delta between happiness and discontent that ticks. But every time a city is attacked, it also gets a one-off of, I think it's 10 discontent. So it'd be very good to keep chipping away at this city. It is going to be a frontline city that gets attacked for quite some time. So have to do something to help out with that. All right, what else? Chinwaset needs a to-do. This is probably a worker situation up this way, I would say. And wouldn't you know it, great news, we have some extra orders floating around. We don't have any training for any more general assignments, unfortunately. That's too bad, but also fine. Heal up. I've got nothing to say for this guy, unfortunately, without more training. Maybe you come out here and in a little distraction, you harass these units. And then let's get, oh my goodness, let's get some workers repairing these. Get you down here. Do all that, get those next turn. Over here, I would love if you could build a grove. Perfect. What else can we do? You're a landowner. Worker, actually. So this is technically a wrong city. This is the correct city. This is also correct city. Maybe go here and build. We could start getting our baths down too, really. This would be great for discontent as well. But the quarry would still get after, well, or maybe it's mines actually. That seems to be our pain point right this second. Oh, I've got the answer actually. Let's get a windmill over here, right? Does it do, oh, it doesn't do groves. Okay, sorry, these are groves. I got excited and thought we could boost the production of those, but we could say, actually we should get, so this is developing. Yeah, we should get a theater in here. Let's do that. So here, I suppose. Oh, this is the windmill that I was talking about. It makes adjacent, right, improvements. Yeah, we don't need the farm. That's just growth. Yes, come over here, build a theater. We need to tick our score up, right? To get more higher culture cities, we will get a victory point each time it goes up a level. So that is the plan. Do we burn our orders rushing over here to burn these down? Oh, it's the middle of tsunami, so that's straightforward. Not this turn, we don't. And I think we've said we don't need any of these units to go this turn, so we still have a couple workers left. We could try to get some Zoroastrian improvements going. I think we care a little bit more about the raw resource stuff first. So come over here, maybe build a mine. Is that the move? I think it is. We could get a few of those in here together. Yeah, all right, good. Let's go mining. Him. You also go mine. Is that right? 13 versus, that's a pretty good quarry. So we're gonna do that instead. All right, and then who's left? You here. Maybe come do the pasture? Sure. Next turn, I guess. Actually, you know what? Then let's save those last orders for, we have already, yep, an influence mission going. We have Pacify City going. Is there anyone we could do an intercession with, really? Unless someone is Jewish, he might like us. Not enough, he's old. Okay, never mind. Yeah, and I think nothing we can do here. All right, great, we're already on that. So then let's just roll the orders over, honestly, if there's nothing we can do directly this turn. This guy, actually. Well, we'll need him to repair that, but we're not putting him there now, obviously. Pasture it is. Great. Research. Cartography. Ooh, now that could be helpful. Upgrading to triremes could make that, make our ability to harass from the shoreline better. Vaulting, we don't have a ton. Oh, that's an interesting law. We might go calligraphy. Let's go vaulting for calligraphy. We need the culture in our lower tier cities. This is a regressive, but in a positive way, bonus. So 10 culture per city means more to a smaller, less developed city. It doesn't mean a damn thing to us at our capital, but it'll be really helpful for getting all of our low, small cities up a little bit higher. So I actually think we're gonna do that. Make sure that we have the civics for it eventually. Oh, and we have another luxury we could have given out. That's fine, we'll do it next turn. All right, very good. This remains very funny to me. I don't think they can wrap anything up here, but we're gonna find out. What do you got, Aksum? If I were Aksum right now, I would just be pillaging all these improvements and forcing me to come out of the city, right? By attacking the city itself, they are ensuring that I am able to attack them without exposing this unit. Conscript, a bit of a bummer there. Alright, well, I think they heard me talking shit and have decided that they're going to commit to attacking that city now, so we should probably reinforce it. That was all of a sudden a lot of units. We'll be fine. Right? Probably. We'll find out. Hati. I'm surprised Hati hasn't actually, like, dropped their settler here yet. Kind of figured they would be prioritizing that. Not just to get the city, but because it's a forward base where you can heal and such. But they may lose that. It'd be a bit of a bummer, I will say, if Carthage managed to snag that site. Cool. I don't think we mind that so much. He didn't love us. Yeah, so upset now to cautious, which is good. Defiance. Chem is attacked. 2 legitimacy or 12 orders. We take 12 orders. And we get a conscript either way. That's cool. So Uruk, now developing culture. And we... oh, nice. Can grab a character who looks a lot like a former ruler of ours. And a chance to become pious with some happiness or turn away, which is just all downsides. So we'll take that. And our heir is getting super theological. And we could encourage him to become educated, pious, or humble, but I don't want to spend civics on that, let alone that many civics. Let's just give him some XP. That'll be fine. Free court scholar. Could be nice to do. Infantry square gives us the pikeman unit. Also decent. I think we're going to grab a court scholar, though. 1 turn detours. That's a decent one. So here's a question. Do we push forward? Expose ourselves? So no, I don't think we do. Let's just take a couple chip shots here. Heal here, maybe add a general on this guy. That'll work. And then over here, let's wrap this up, right? Or should we get the kill on... maybe it is this guy. Do we care about the XP versus letting this guy heal? I think actually I prefer to let him heal so that he's combat ready a turn earlier. Heal. This guy, I think we maybe need to bring down here to start taking some pot shots. These units. But I don't want to do it before we're totally ready, or we will waste the unit. Now that said, speaking of wasting units, let's try this. I may regret it. It may not look like a great use of a unit in the longer run, but I think what I'd like to do, this is a barracks, and a range. So that is, if they don't have any specialists in there, it's already 6 training across these 3. And I kind of want them to not have that anymore because I'm tired of them churning out units. So we could pillage, or we could burn. And the difference between these two, they both take an order, is that pillaging puts you on cooldown but gives you plunder. Burning does not put you on cooldown, gives you no plunder, and costs some training. So I would love to say burn. Oh, I need a force march. Shoot. All right, never mind. We don't quite have the training to do what I wanted to do here. I don't want to, if we're going to commit him, which I'm happy to do, we just also need to be able to get to burn all 3 of these. So we need what, 150, and for him, I guess also a force march, so 250. Fine. Next turn, maybe we'll try that. Or maybe we'll actually get some value out of him this turn as well. All right, so where are you going to do the most damage? Obviously, nobody's lined up conveniently for us, but I think this is probably our best hit that doesn't expose us. It's an important caveat there. Then Can you? You can from here. I think I'm willing to take that risk. Take the kill. Good. How about... yes. This conscript. Who we should... Actually, he's anti-mounted, now that I think about it. So that's a half-decent bit of damage we can do. Let's see that. And then down here again. Can we upgrade? We don't have enough yet. And we don't have any generals who aren't already assigned somewhere. You can heal. We'll let you passively heal. Oh, let's get these repaired before I forget. Very good. What else needs done on the military front? We're gonna let him sit. All these guys should sit. I kind of want them to come to us here, but if they're not going to oblige, we'll at least be all leveled up before we commit our units here. Now, this is a guy we could go burn down some stuff with as well. But we still don't have all the training that we would want to do that properly. So, okay, fine. Keep harassing him, grab a free level. Sweet. Uruk, what are you gonna do? Walls, probably, right? Willing to buy the stone to make that happen. Very good. And then where else do we have military units who haven't moved yet? I think that's pretty much it, right? We could probably intelligently bother getting guys over here. Oh, or even better, maybe we sell out to get this slinger. Right? There we go. Okay, very good. What are we gonna make down here in Chem? I think we probably need to repair that damage. And Bidikeka. I think, yeah, make another horse archer. Be great to get like 2 of them in at once or something. Send a little raiding squad in there. Janet. Did we say worker up here? We've got a couple workers already. But hey, a couple more never hurt. And what else am I supposed to build up here? We could go apprentice monk. I mean, it would get us to strong marginally faster, but I don't think he's getting up to legendary anytime soon. So yes, it's going to be a worker. And then let's get these remaining... Oh, lavender, brilliant. This should go to the Sage's family, who specifically wants the lavender. And will now get a pretty significant boost there. Very good. Right, and then we have one other thing. We have incense, okay? So still would be priority where possible to landowner cities. Janet, sure, why not? What else can we do here? We have workers. So Zoroastrian disciple. We could get another... we could get a temple going or something. We don't have anywhere near the stone for this, do we? Yeah, never mind. Okay. Which means that we aren't going to be able to use any of the disciples this turn. However, this worker could probably do something, maybe even that helps with getting more of that stone. Seems like as good a spot as any for another quarry. And that's a pretty good mine spot. Actually, I think we might go... Should we go mining? I think we might go mining. No. In this city... Well, quarry here is Novigrad's, so let's just go do that. And that's pretty much it for those units, which means I'm comfortable spending an HP to heal there. And I think even to scout out this direction. Beautiful. And pillage the nets. Ooh. Oh, interesting. We have found a great treasure beneath the rubble. What, beneath the waves, I guess. And we can get, wow, some money. Or, wow, a whole bunch of family opinion. We just paid like 2K for plus 60 for one family. This is 120, approximately twice that. I think we do it again, right? I mean, the cash would be nice, don't get me wrong, but I think families matters more right now. Cool. That's a nice little bump. We'll take that. This boat, should we look and see what's past here? I honestly don't know. I feel like we might be overextending ourselves there, but we have the orders, I suppose, so let's go take a peek. And then, yeah, this is all just our frontline units over here that we already have taken a peek at. Cool. All right. Roll these over. Next turn. I think one more turn here. Everyone's roughly healed up. I think we have one more maceman we could upgrade to a swordsman. We'll have to buy the iron to do it. But then I think we could probably start poking around on the southwest front again, which would be good because there's a bit more pressure over here now because we're not applying any over there. That was a horse archer, unfortunately. That's fine. That's the brand new 2 units or 2 turns to build unit. I do not mind if that goes by the wayside. Oh shoot, we wanted to grab that law, right? For the culture, or was it calligraphy? Yeah, let's remember to do that. So we've lost 1 conscript, probably this second one as well. But they have stepped into our trap, hopefully. Yeah, Carthage is going to take that city site. I don't think I like that. Oh, brilliant. Okay, so the head of Zoroastrianism has been influenced by us. So that's good. Christianity has spread to Janet. Okay. We can... Interesting. We did this before, this ongoing persecutions thing. I don't remember it being particularly good for us, although it makes the landowners happy. It makes the Christians not. I think we tolerate and just let it go. Hedeferis, the scientist, is here. Brilliant. Uh-oh. Narmer. I see. So great. So we have to either exile Narmer, who is a half-decent general for us, or irritate our husband, who is also a general and the head of the landowner's family, unfortunately. Well, that's a problem. We could try to imprison him, I suppose. But we might just have to deal with the loss of a general, because in either case we lose a general, right? Husband's also a general. So I think we have to take the family opinion bonus, unfortunately. That is a bummer. Over here, let's see. Do we let them come to us another turn, or is that a huge mistake? It might be a huge mistake. Unfortunately, though, I think that means we have to step out here to get a couple good shots with these ballista off. I think it's worth it, because that is a pretty good shot. You can finish him off or any of these as well. Can you? You can too. Even better, I would say. Okay, so we're gonna come here. And then we're going to send this guy here. I think we'd probably actually focus on the kill, even though this is more damage, because this guy cannot finish him off, and he can do decent damage. I think we'll just move him to do something else, but squaring that up is, I think, important. And who is going to do the most damage to us? I would say, do we just grab him? I don't think it really matters too much, but this guy is more threatened, so I'd like to do the damage in that direction, I guess. Longbowman popping out here next turn will be helpful as well. Let's come down here. Still no general? Ah, new general. Well, that could be nice. Do you want him here or on the ballista? He'll be in the front line getting meleeed more often, so I think that's probably the right answer there. Here, we need, oh my gosh, so much more iron than we have. Is it worth selling down to get there? Yeah, I mean, I think it is. Still need just a tiny bit more. I mean, it's a better unit, you know? It's good. We need it. Good. All right, so I think we're ready to start messing around with maybe hitting Yeha next turn. That might be the answer. It looks like we'll be able to do pretty decent damage to it in one turn, which would be a very good thing. So we can't leave Uruk completely undefended, but I think we'll be all right to push out a bit here. So let's get some units out in this direction just to prepare for that, including here and a bit of visibility. So there are some units in that area. Okay, no problem. Plenty of mobility with him. I think he actually stays in the city as a defensive unit. I think that's the move. And he's got decent range. Good. All right, so next turn, let's try to do something to Yeha a little bit. Over here, a promotion. Oh, brilliant. So amphibious is going to be super helpful for our boats because we're not contested on water right now, knock on wood. So this removes the, essentially cancels out the 50% malice to water versus land penalty. So by default, you get minus 50, but then we get plus 50, which immediately counters it out. And we have a kill. It's not a military unit kill, but it's still a kill. Oh my gosh. This would be fantastic. 1 happiness level in all cities for 1 turn of research. Yes, please. Wow. I want. And then we have a lavender here. Landowners still lagging. This should tip Dur Kurigazu to positive, so that's good. What are we making out here? Let's see. Do we have a worker? Let's get a worker. Very good. Sikbar. Gardener, for sure. Over here, Dilbat. I think we might go Stonecutter again, probably, right? Dur Kurigazu over here. Could go Miner. probably minor, just considering what we're struggling on, right? I know we just upgraded a bunch of swordsmen, but like if we want to produce more of them, that would be good. Let's see. Is it, or maybe the answer is, yeah, this city should actually probably have a moat. Do we have, we can have the gold to buy that. Let's do that instead. All right. Very good. Babylon. Maybe you keep going with the miners. Yeah, let's do that. Swenet. Fisher, because that dies. That's a luxury, which we need to send for our ambition, which we are very close to. And then what do we have here for some workers? These disciples are just not going to be helpful while we don't have excess stone, which is fine. I think what we might do is get a whole bunch of mines going over here. I would just like to not have to think about iron problems anymore. Just doing a few of these is a good way to resolve that, I think. Great, so who else? It's just disciples left in the civilian units category. We've done all of this. Oh, yeah, up here. This is a good point. We should probably wrap up this area if we can. I think I want him to heal another turn. But we could come out here and try to do some work on these units. This guy we have to get out. He might be safe. Is it there, I guess, right? Okay. We'll go here. Grab that kill. I think we don't push out with this guy yet, but we will come to call it here. Defensive bonus. Yeah, I think that's the move. Who else? Did we forget anything up here? These units have all gone. How about this? Yeah. Okay, unimpressive. Could we do much damage here? I mean, it's protected because there's only one tile we could attack from, so I don't think we're going to take this with boats, but... I mean, go harass them. Why not, right? We can rotate these guys in and out. I doubt we take it, but we might do enough to force them to send some units back, which would be nice when they're harassing us over here instead. And then we've done all of these, I think. This would be good to heal for sure. And in fact, maybe what we do is we bring him over here as a bit of a sponge slash bait. Try to protect our more important units. Great. Any other? This guy should just chill. All of these guys are chilling. Great. This bireme, I think, waits until we advance here. And the other one, oh, interesting. What should we do here? I'm gonna bring you over here just to spread our anchor coverage here in case we need to move anyone in and out, I guess. Why not? It's just a better spot. He's doing nothing for us over there. And then maybe an influence mission would be good to do here. Be nice if our husband wasn't so mad at us, huh? So let's do that. And we're good on pacify. She is still severely ill, so I won't run any high synods. And we could go ahead. Oh, we want to get that law. We wanted to get that law. Very nearly forgot, huh? Oh, wow, it's 128 gold a turn. That's okay. I think it's worth it. We have a couple elder specialists as well. That'll help with the happiness, but this is primarily for the culture, for sure. We are nearly there. We might be overtaking them soon. Let's roll over the remaining orders. Do you think we can lightning strike Yeha? basically just now up to full health again. Ah, okay, great. So if they're going to attack, which yes they are, and there goes our ballista, dang it, we'll fight defensively in that terrain still for a bit, that's fine. Conscript down, his job is done properly. Interesting. Wonder if he's protecting against my boat there by sitting on the shore. Probably right. Curious if Carthage manages to get their settler down there. I'm sure they have one somewhere. If they don't, they will soon. But I would also, yep, exactly, imagine that Hati is going to prioritize trying to take it back. We'll see if they can. Slight withdrawal there. Interesting. Uh-oh. He's dead, isn't he? Shoot. Yeah, that's a bummer. Wonder what kind of damage they'd be able to do there. Not too much, I guess. Discontent down. Very good. Righto. Oh, good. Landowners converted to Judaism, which... Oh, whew. Look at that. Very good. Very good. They will give us cartography for stirrups. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Kept 2 citizens are volunteering. Get a worker or a swordsman. Answer's probably a swordsman there, huh? It's not a great place for it, but at the same time, it's a free swordsman, so... Gonna take that. So here's the thing. Yeah. Don't love this. I think we fall back a tiny bit here. Doubly so with this one. Maybe to here. Even give you a promotion so that we're still using your turn well. And then just try to chip away here and force them to walk in. Even spend an order healing him. Let's see. Doctrine, scholarship. Go tolerance versus orthodoxy here. Ooh, that could be pretty good. 2 happiness per non-state religion. I think we're gonna go for that. As another good law for us to grab when that's unlocked. Miro, what can you do for us here? Maybe, do we need another unit here? We might need another unit here. Yeah, I think it's a longbowman. The problem is these ballista are great, but they're so not tanky that unless they're in the city, they kind of are difficult when we have these like massive army on army fights. They're super helpful for cleaning up situationally, but I don't think that's a great thing to be churning out there. So again, this is a cleaning up situation, right? So I would argue that this does work well. We could do our little horse archer gambit that I was talking about. I think it's a good idea, but I think we're going to do it. So, burn. Oh, he wants to duel. Yeah, I don't think so. This is a risk-reward play, right? But I think our leader matters more to our country on account of she's a zealot, she's young, she's still got a lot working for her. I don't think we should do this. I think this is I think there's more downside here than upside, right? If he's dead, the war continues, you know? And it's not like he's the the single reason for this war. So I kind of hate timid. That's a bummer, right? That definitely screws us up. But I just don't think it's worth the risk. I just don't. So then we can force march. Yes, I'm asking it to, please. Thank you. My goodness. It does get a tiny bit laggy towards the end here on my input. It's not the end of the world. Let's go. Keep on burning. And in fact, because we're zealots, right, we can keep going here. And we've got another actual, like, we don't have any more training, unfortunately, or I would go burn this too. But I can go over here and attack. So I think I'll do that. I do still think this unit is probably dead. He's way overextended, if nothing else. But look at that. That's minus at least 8 training. More than that, because there are adjacency bonuses in here. Oh, this is a stronghold. Well, it's still probably about 8 training. What is this? Okay. So it's still a pretty significant dent to their ability to produce units in that city, which obviously is what we were trying to accomplish. If that works well, like even if they do repair that, it costs them, I mean, you saw how much it costs to repair. It's like probably 40 stone each. Like that's a problem for them. And it delays their production. So we'll probably keep doing that if we can. I think horse archers are a good unit for that. All right, so the ballista being down is a bummer. However, I think we'll be okay. Guess come on forward here and take a swing. Great. Maybe we can do, yeah, perfect. A little bit of damage. That range from these units. Oh, actually, very much want him to be out of commission here as well. Slightly more exposed than I want him to be. But could we sell out and get this kill? I think that answer is yes, so it is worth it. Very good. And this guy who did take that damage, we will simply heal. And I think that was a good, was it 3 kills? Or the 1 ballista, basically, that they sold out for last time. Very good. We will take that trade. All right, Shripik, what are we doing here? Another worker, I guess, until such time as we have specialists we can build. So come on over here, build a grove. Oh, that's right, we got a swordsman. And what good will he do us? Not much sitting up there. Do we have no training to assign any generals, even if we had generals. You do nothing. This boat, I suppose, should just sit in our harbor to gather XP, if it's just going to sit here and wait for anyone to dare be on the shoreline. Bit of cake, I mean, that worked pretty well. Do we need another horse archer? We don't exactly have the wood for it this turn, but we will next turn. So maybe we take a brief detour into... We could just do a quick council, I suppose, or we could even build a specialist. I just don't think I want this doing anything other than waiting 1 turn or to build units. It's just our most important spot for that. Buhen, what can you do up here, Buhen? Another worker, I suppose. Keep on keeping on. And what's going on? Oh, that's right, we have triremes now. Well, I don't think it's worth the resources and training to upgrade these right now, but it's very nice that we know that we have them, at least. So we can pull him out, send him in. Might as well, right? We have the orders, we can occupy them, distract them, we'll do that. And then we have some workers. You come on over here, do this grove as well. I think we have to wait on the disciples to do anything of value there. But this worker could, for example, let's see, quarry or mine. These are some decent quarry spots up against this mountain range. Half decent mine though too. Oh, this would make actually a really good, yeah, we're gonna go do this. The windmill here gives bonus to mines, including mines that happen to have luxuries on them. So that's a pretty good bonus. We're gonna take that, and we might even, yeah, I would say build some mines right next to that. Take double advantage of the windmill. Cool, very good. And that'll do it. Let's go another round. We're pretty close here on the luxuries. I don't remember how many specialists we still need to pop. 8 turns for that gardener, but I think there's a couple other spots. So we might be able to get that this episode. Let's see. Yeah, now here goes the horse archer, but I still think that was worth it. And that was my concern with the archer being out. I mean, he's toast, right? They can definitely get him. Shoot. Yeah, that's too bad. That's all right. Gonna lose some units. We did the accounting already. They lost more there than we did, but I think we have to sweep in and clear these out now too, because they've overextended their siege units. That is starting to be concerning. There we go, Hati. Get in there with your early game chariots. It's very nice of them to still be trying, but woof, they are not impressing, if I may be blunt. That's alright. Their only job is to occupy. Occupy attention, occupy tiles, get in the way. They have done that. Alright, good. Ambassador has kicked the bucket. Oh, tribal raid near Dilbad, interesting. So we'll need a new ambassador. Strong culture. Oh, we already have tolerance, that's right. We got this from an event a long time ago, now that I think about it. Yeah, okay. So, ooh, interesting. A whole bunch of culture. This is a strong culture event already, so this is not that much culture. It's a decent amount of happiness, though. That's a lot of civics. Civics. Ooh, strong culture in Miro, too. Boom. We actually, I think, as of this turn then, if we've gotten more strong cities, we are officially in first. Might have happened last turn, I didn't notice, but it's definitely true right now. Look at that. We're in first. We've taken the lead. Very cool. I mean, it doesn't feel like we're like winning this war necessarily. We're not losing it either, of course. We've taken one city and they aren't taking it back, but this is actually the part that matters, right? The war's job is not to conquer all of their cities. We'd be happy if that happened, of course, but it doesn't need to do that to be successful. It needs to occupy their attention and resources so that we can pull away and make the most use out of our larger collection of cities and keep them from taking that lead. This is the first time now, the entire game. So you had to take me at my word early, but I did say we will start out all the way behind, and the question is, can we snowball our way to victory fast enough to make up for that lead? It's not over yet. Knock on wood, and I hope I don't jinx it, but this is what it's supposed to look like. So we are doing the thing. Pretty cool, good to see. First time all play session, all playthrough, that we've been in first. Nice, feels good. Okay, so, oh, very nice. So We want to keep tolerance, so we probably won't do that. But what are we going to get then? We're going to get a bunch of culture, even better. And we're going to change dualism to revelation. Yeah, I don't think I care about the difference between these two. It's slightly spread chance. It's minor happiness, minor whatever. All good, we're doing this. This isn't going to tip anyone over, is it? Revelation. Nope. So, everyone got a little culture boost, but it wasn't enough to level anyone up specifically. No problem. Cool. Dog owner. Very nice. So we can get him... Yeah, we've had this event before. There's only one right answer here. Be nice to the dog. We can appoint an ambassador. Oh, brilliant. We can do this for free now. I don't think we have one we care more about. It's the only one. Great. Please and thank you. And as a result, what do we want to do here? We want to do a high synod with who is most prevalent and irritated at us. I think that answer is probably Zoroastrianism. Christianity is more irritated at us, but not as prominent. Manichaeism, more prominent, not that irritated with us. Zoroastrianism is. And then we should definitely be, whoopsie, I think I let this go idle for a turn. We should go on a pacify city mission as well. It's actually the riders now who are least happy with us, although it is not nearly as big a deal as it once was, so that's good. Should we... I still don't think that whatever candidate is compelling enough to bother quite yet. So what are we doing here? As much as I hate to take this risk, I do think we maybe want to step out here to do a bit of damage. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe it's too much. We'll just take some pot shots at the slinger and heal up and try to draw them in. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I don't know why no one's attacking this guy. I don't mind. Just feels like a kill that someone would want to grab real quick. And then down here. Right, so we need to avenge our archer. That's pretty good against a trireme. Alright, focus has to be these ballistae. Ballistae? 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 My Latin is not as good as anyone's. It's terrible. I don't have any Latin. I think, let's say, here, attack, here, I wonder if, is this enough to get that kill too? It is, so attack the boat and accidentally kill the guy next to you, great. And then over here, I think we will attack, bit of a waste. I suppose he can wrap that up. And this guy can get him. Let's come over here, poke. And a safer spot to shoot from. I think that's okay. We're gonna get charged in from these units. I think that's also okay. We have left this relatively undefended, but it'll be walls next turn. There is a ballista, so I think that's fine as well. Good. Death of an ambassador. Yeah, no, we already dealt with that, but thank you. And what should we do with these? This hero ballista over here. Great job. And these guys have fallen back a bit. We could bring this guy forward and get this kill. It does expose him. Right? I mean, you can see the issue. I suppose what we could do instead would be... I would like to heal this archer, but I think if we can get this kill... Oh! The fluffy bunny. Is this a Monty Python reference? Interesting. Very good, very good. I think brave is a good thing for our general to be. Here's a question. Do we sell out to try to get... Because we could force march to try to get like a back and forth kill here with this one and the other one. It's a little aggressive. It's a little aggressive and not necessary either. A slower push here is probably the better answer. So yeah, let's bring these forward cautiously. As much as I might enjoy. And a knife through there. This needs to be back to... Yeah, let's keep going to horse archers. That was good, like he's slowly chipping away again here, but I think we can sneak in and do that with some frequency. And I am happy to spend essentially all of Pitakaika's production doing that. Let's see. Now we could unlock the mangonel, the pikeman, the crossbow, or martial code. Let's check out the tech tree. Is there anything on here we're kind of forgetting? It'd be nice to get to barding. Cataphract's a real nice unit. 10 combat strength. It's the upgrade to the horseman. I think that's what we'll try to head towards. What are we making Dilbat? We're out of citizens here, actually. And we don't really need workers, necessarily. So I think we might start to build units here again. Oh, and maybe we definitely should. Perfect. All right, well then let's go... what should we build here? Oh, or... we could upgrade. I don't think that's necessary. Let's start with, well, maybe a horseman? Sure. Babylon, same question, but you still have citizens, quite a few. So I would say minor. And then Chem, what's your deal? Right, still recovering from all that nonsense. Maybe grab that spot. That's probably right, let's do it. And as much as I would love to get down here and repair this, it is throwing away this worker if we do it right now. So we shall wait very briefly. All right, and then, so the list that we already left here. Oh, Swordsman and Shrupik. Brilliant, so we can bring this guy out here too. Let's even bring him to here. Sure, grab a general. All right, and the rest of these are all up here, and we've handled them already. Great. This worker, sure, right? Grab a farm. I mean, really, I want him to be available to heal this as quickly as possible, so I'm actually just gonna run him into the city. And that leaves us with one order left. Let's bring him out. All right. And then I think that's where we're gonna have to leave it. I think this was a good episode. As you heard me at the top, I was concerned about overextending, but I think we managed to not do that. We now have a more technologically advanced, relatively healed up, starting to be upgraded in some places, army here, definitely lots of generals. So this is we managed to increase the quality of our army and not lose units during all of that. We did that because we didn't push forward in a, overly aggressive way. Obviously, the trade-off there is we didn't have a chance to take any of these cities, but as we said, that's not our victory condition. Of course, we'll be happy to do it, and if the opportunity presents itself, we will absolutely do it. But the most important thing is that we don't let them kill us so that we can, as we outcompete, we can upgrade our cities and run up the score, because they have to spend all of their resources trying to kill us. So I think we're in a good spot. We'll probably pick up the 20 luxuries ambition in the next couple of turns in the next episode. That'll put us at 8 ambitions as well. You don't have to do, it's either or. You don't have to do both, but we'll have a couple different roads to victory. Because, eventually all of our developing cities become strong cities. Those remaining 9 points we'll get from that won't exactly get us across the finish line. There'll be a couple other options. Maybe we will take a city or two. So we'll see exactly how it ends up happening, but we are approaching the finish line, which is pretty cool. So, very good. I feel like we are in control, in the driver's seat, exactly where we want to be. Right on. Well, yep, as I keep saying, still having a blast. This is very fun. I hope you're enjoying yourself as well, and if you are, come on by again next time. Let's see if we are able to push into this area in Aksum. And, or, maybe Kubar too. Who knows? Let's see what opportunities present themselves to us. That is the beauty of the position we are in. We can react to whatever the game hands us, and we'll still be comfortably able, I think, to progress towards victory. Very good. Great. Well, until the next episode, though, have a great rest of your day, and bye-bye.